Hello Poi people! Welcome to my first gear review video. So I got recently asked by a couple of people that would be interested to find out what Poi I'm using, what the specs. I decided to make this video and share all the details about my Poi that I can. So this 1, 2, 3, 4 sets of Poi is my traveling set. I am using some sock Poi, which I really enjoy for a lot of shapes, and especially for the tutorials with isolations, etc. My LED Poi, contact LED Poi, Flowtoys V2 capsules inside of contact balls from ShapeShift, and contact Poi, 3 contact Poi from FlowArts manufacturer from Germany, and FirePoi from Juggling, which is probably the best FirePoi I've ever had, I can say. So some details about each of those. Let's start from the top. So these Poi are wonderful. They come from Bar Arazi, a friend of mine from Israel. He makes these Poi and every set is different. And it was really hard to choose from his offer as he's got so many amazing sets. So have a look at Poi Connection on Facebook. There you will find a link on his Etsy shop or his website, which is now under construction, but perhaps when you're watching this it's going to be finished. There are pomgrips at the end. There's no swivels. And there is it's not rice, I think. Other kind of thing like that. The length is pretty good for me, for what I would like from sock Poi. They're not stretchy, and generally sock Poi should not be stretchy. If you have stretchy sock Poi, yeah, maybe give them to your friends so they can start spinning and get some non-stretchy Poi. Screw is good. I can do at least like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hyperloops without a swivel. It's okay. So yeah, for tosses are great. I recommend this Poi by Poi Connection or similar sock Poi. The next thing we got here is this. So these are LED contact Poi with the Flowtoys capsules inside, the V2 capsules that are absolutely great and very reliable and affordable, I would say also. And it's inside of a contact ball that I got from ShapeShift, link in description. And yeah, I use a cotton rope, 100% cotton, and pomgrips, which so far has been the best grips that I found for what I like. But just about the LEDs, I really recommend either these or the FlowMoja. But definitely, I really enjoy Flowtoys capsules as it's an ideal toy for traveling. It's got so many uses. I'm all the time using it next to when I'm going to bed to read a book, when I travel, I go in the forest in the dark, and so on. You can connect them together, and so you can just control all your Poi with one. You can pair them. You got a lot of modes, different intensities. Yeah, really love playing with them. You can see some of these shots that I made and some of these effects. So it doesn't really matter where you put these flower capsules. This is particularly good, and I mainly got this because the FlowMoja were sold out, and they have them in the stock now, so you can check those out or go to ShapeShift, to the link of ShapeShift that I have in the description, and you can check it out. The thing about these though is, unlike the FlowMoja, in order to put these capsules inside, you have to cut them a little bit. So probably they're not gonna work with the regular pot shells anymore. So that's just something to consider. Once you decide to sacrifice your capsules in this way, you might not be able to use them in other ways again. The FlowMoja don't have this problem. What I really like about this Poi, and also the FlowMoja, and what is important for me with LED Poi in general, is that the light is dissolved well through the whole Poi. There's not like one point of light, but it's like dissolved through the whole thing, which I enjoy a lot about this Poi. The next thing we've got here is my contact Poi. These are 100 millimeters diameter from FlowArts manufactured from Germany. Again with a cotton rope, 100% cotton, And pomgrips. Why I like the pomgrips is that they are material, or like they're really sticky in a nice way, which is good, you know, when you do some tosses and when the poi slides, and perhaps when you do things like this, for instance. Yeah. And also they're soft, which I don't like. Something I don't like about some knobs is that it hurts. You know, like actually when you do these things, and you know sometimes I do this like pirouettes and so on, and I hit the knob quite fast. And when it's like heavy and so on, it hurts. I really don't like it. I also don't like the ball knobs, the balls, because usually they're too heavy and too big for me. So also I don't use any washer, and I just like the weight of the knobs by itself as it is. And yeah, I mean for tosses I don't like poi that have too heavy knobs, because then they sort of behave like a meteor. So I like when I toss the poi that it is spinning like nearly around the head, but somewhere like away, a little bit away from the, yeah, but definitely not around the middle, more like kind of, yeah. I'm going to design my own knobs, by the way, with a friend of mine with a 3D printer, so stay tuned for some custom knobs, because I think there should be more knobs, and mainly they should be cheaper, because I'm not sure exactly how much these cost, but I think it's quite a lot for a knob. But I'm sure there's a reason why it costs a lot, and still I love these. Check out the links in the description if you're interested. The length of the poi is is a really important matter. I like when the poi, like if I just take in between, like this, and I extend my hand, that it's right on top of my shoulder. It's not all the way to my neck, but it's like right on the bulk here. You could also do it like this. It goes like from here to my armpit directly. So actually, when you're spinning like this, you don't hit yourself, but you're not too far from it. Also, when you just put the hand down, the poi should not touch the ground. But yeah, I don't like too short poi. I like the possibility to shorten them, and they play with shorter ones, which is actually not as popular in these days somehow. For all these tosses, when it's slightly longer, when there is some space, it's good. I like that. The cotton string is pretty good because it's like a good compromise between a string really good for hyperloops, which is like very bendy, you know, and like flexible. I don't like too static ropes, but some people do, and I understand. Like I don't really juggle poi, so I need that. For me, it's more important to be fluent, able to do the hyperloops and air wraps, tangles. And I mean, when it's too static for me, it doesn't feel like poi anymore. Like there needs to be this bubbliness that I like, and yeah. Otherwise, it feels kind of like a fluffy club. But yeah, this is just for my style, what suits me. Might be totally different for you. The disadvantage of 100% cotton rope is that you cannot burn the end, so you have to find some other ways, such as what I found, putting some foam inside, ending it like that, just inside of the string, so then I don't make any knot or using the washer and nothing. I had some strings that I really liked, like kind of nylon style strings. They were awesome, but they were getting shorter. Like when I was training, this thing was getting kind of crumbly and crusty, and the poi shortened by like 10 centimeters in 2 weeks of training. So yeah, unfortunately I gave up on these nylon strings, even though I really like them, and I'm back to cotton ones, which I do enjoy. And the last but not least, my FirePoi by jugglingcalling.com. These are very good. I like the knobs. They're custom made with a brand logo on them. The Technora unburnable rope. An important thing about Technora is that it's thick. It's the same thickness through the whole string, through the whole rope. So this is where you can see the experience of those manufacturers. You see that the string is really, really nice, same thick through the whole rope. That's a good sign. Another thing that I really enjoy about this poi is the end. There is no metal which is really important when you're doing wraps, when you want to catch the poi, or when you hit yourself by coincidence. There is this silicone, and yeah, so there's no particle that could really hurt you. The size of this poi I enjoy too, as they don't get too heavy when they're soaked. It's nice to have a big fire and big FirePoi, but like, unless you really train with that, then you want to do some tosses and just like, you're not in the flow, what you're used to, like the poi is the double of the weight, you know? So these are still within the range that I enjoy when they're fully dipped. The burning time is about 5-6 minutes. Depends how fast you spin. I'd say actually more like 6. You have a nice fire, not too big, not too small. And yeah. Yeah, so as you notice, I don't have any swivels at any of my poi. Neither on the FirePoi, which maybe one said what you could expect that. There used to be, you know, people always like to put the swivels at the end. And I think that was mainly good when there was chains, before the chains became extinct with the rise of Technora. I think Technora twists a little bit more than chain. The thing is, like, when maybe you hit yourself and you do something, like, the poi would rather start to twist than to, like, kind of change the plane, you know, and hit you in the face or something like that. It's nice to have a FirePoi when there's no metal, neither at the top, neither at the bottom. It's nice and comfortable, so I think it's possible to survive without the swivels. Alright, hope you enjoyed this gear review. Please check out all the... If you are buying things at Flowtoys, for instance, you can use my discount code ArcticMonkey, which also works for Pirate Light Toys and Light Tricks, so you can get some % off of your shopping and support me a little bit. So yes, please have fun and spin more poi.